Something strange happens to a lot of IELTS test takers. They write essays that look good, nice vocabulary, clear structure, even a confident tone, and they get stuck at band 6. Not because their English is weak, but because they're doing the wrong things very well. Hello IELTS folks, I'm Ethan. I've helped thousands of people prepare for IELTS, and I know what examiners want to see in your test. In this video, I'll show you 6 mistakes that quietly killed seemingly good IELTS essays. Let's start. Here's what everybody needs to understand. IELTS is not impressed by your efforts. It doesn't care how long your essay is, and it doesn't reward language that only sounds academic. The examiners check just for 4 things: task response, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammar. No hidden criteria. The real problem is we teachers keep throwing these criteria around while many IELTS test takers are really not clear on what they should actually do in order to meet these criteria. Now, in my other Task 2 videos, I explained what you should do. However, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about some of the things you shouldn't do. Long introductions feel academic. They feel safe. They feel like you're setting the scene. But in IELTS, long introductions usually do 2 bad things. They waste your precious time and they delay your answer. A strong introduction is short, 2 sentences, maximum 3. Background statement, clear opinion. Perhaps the most important part of your introduction is stating your opinion, aka your position, because somehow your whole essay revolves around your position. In another video, I go deep into what a position is. For now, I want you to know that in your introduction, you paraphrase the statement in the task and you write your position clearly. A fake balance is when you write on the one hand, on the other hand, and there is no actual contrast going on. It sounds academic and it kills your score. Why? Because IELTS is checking task response, and one big element of task response is your position. And a fake balance means you have no clear position. Check this example out. On the one hand, increasing the price of sugary products could reduce consumption and improve public health. On the other hand, it might be unfair to people on low incomes and may not solve the problem. Therefore, this is a complex issue that requires careful consideration. Why it kills task response? The writer never says, I agree, or I disagree, I think, I'm of the opinion that. Both sides are mentioned, but there's no decision. Complex issue, careful consideration is basically, I'm not taking a position. Excuse me, sir. IELTS examiners are not looking for the next politician. They want to see a decision. You can mention the other side briefly, but you must show your position and hint at it throughout the essay. That's the point. A few years ago, a fellow English teacher asked me to review his IELTS essay. On paper, it checked all the boxes. The structure was fine, grammar was clean, vocabulary looked advanced, but something felt off. I had to read it 2 or 3 times to figure out why. The problem wasn't the ideas. The problem was the essay was full of memorized phrases, polished, familiar, and completely out of place. And that's when it hit me. Language you memorize just to survive an exam never sounds natural. It sounds borrowed. It sounds dead. And examiners can feel that immediately. Phrases like, it is universally acknowledged that, Or in today's modern society, they sound advanced, they're easy to reuse, and examiners see them all the time. The problem is they add almost no meaning to your essay. They just inflate your sentences without improving your score. IELTS rewards appropriate, not memorized language. Clear, natural phrasing beats recycled textbook lines every day of the week. This next mistake is very common. Sometimes I read body paragraphs where an example is given for an argument. The example sounds smart, it's interesting, it even feels convincing, but it doesn't directly answer the question. When an example is only loosely related to your argument, your task response score drops because the examiner has to work to see the connection. And that's a problem. A good example does one job only. It proves your point clearly and immediately. If you need 3 sentences to explain why your example is relevant to your argument, it probably isn't. Check out this one. The task 2 question is, some people think the best way to improve public health is to increase the price of unhealthy food. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now the paragraph. One strong reason to raise the price of unhealthy food is that it can reduce consumption. For example, in Japan, many companies run workplace wellness programs where employees are encouraged to walk more and eat balanced meals. And this has contributed to lower obesity rates compared to many Western countries. This shows that governments and organizations can influence people's lifestyle choices and improve health outcomes. What's wrong with it? The example is about wellness programs and culture, not price increases. It's interesting, but it doesn't prove the claim that higher prices improve public health. The examiner has to do mental gymnastics. Okay, but where's the pricing effect? Don't do that to your essay. If there was one thing I would want my students to understand, it would be this one. Big words don't save weak ideas. I repeat, big words don't save weak ideas. Advanced vocabulary doesn't impress when it's unnecessary. Many candidates force complex words into simple points. The result sounds unnatural and sometimes inaccurate. Examiners don't reward vocabulary in isolation, they reward precision. One clear, correct word beats one impressive but irrelevant word every time. If your vocabulary makes the sentence heavier without making the idea clearer, it's not helping your score. Also, if your real English proficiency is B2 and you throw C2 vocabulary in your essay, I'm sorry, but your essay will look ridiculous to high proficiency eyes. Clear beats complex every day of the week. This one happens when candidates write things like, studies show that, or research has proven, but no study is named, no research is explained. IELTS is not testing your data, it's testing your English. Fake statistics don't make your essay academic, they make it sound insecure. Clear reasoning and real life logic are enough. You don't need imaginary research to earn a high band score. Give examples that are relevant and mention real world evidence, preferably from your own experience. That works. That sounds genuine. Every mistake you've seen in this video comes from the same habit. Trying to sound academic instead of answering the question. Long introductions, fake balance, memorized phrases, off topic examples, fancy vocabulary, fake research. They all look impressive and they all quietly cost you points. IELTS doesn't reward effort, it rewards relevance. Answer the question clearly and the score will follow. All right, subscribe to my channel and come back for cutting edge IELTS videos. See you in another video.